Most of us think a life falls apart because of some big, dramatic mistake, a single bad decision. But that's almost never how it actually happens. The truth? A life usually unravels because of the tiny, seemingly harmless things we choose to ignore day in and day out. And that's exactly what we're going to get into. In fact, psychologists have a name for this. They call it the silent collapse. It's this quiet, gradual process, like a slow leak you don't notice, where these small negative habits, or people, or emotions just slowly drain your strength and your clarity. It happens long before you ever see the crash coming. And this quote, wow, it just puts it perfectly, doesn't it? The real damage is happening under the surface. It's like the foundation of a house is cracking, but from the outside, everything still looks perfectly fine. And that's exactly why learning to spot these hidden cracks early is so incredibly crucial. So, in this explainer, we're going to break down the 5 most common things that lead to this silent collapse. Think of them as toxic roots. You have to pull them out now before they grow so deep that it feels almost impossible to escape. Okay, first up, the people who just drain your energy. And listen, this isn't just about feeling a little tired after you hang out with someone. We're talking about a direct neurological impact that your social circle is having on your brain. So here's how it works. It's because of something called brain mirroring. When you're constantly around negative or critical people, your own brain starts to literally mirror their state. It rewires itself for survival mode, so you're always on alert, always looking for threats. But, and this is the good news, the opposite is also true. When you're around supportive, positive people, your brain shifts into growth mode. It opens you up to learning, to new ideas, to possibilities. So the takeaway here is huge. Your social circle is either building your mental energy or it's actively draining it away. There's really no in between. All right, next up is a habit that so many of us struggle with, putting things off, procrastination. We love to just write this off as being lazy, right? But the psychology behind it is so much more complex and way more damaging than most of us realize.
So let me just ask you point blank. Do you really, truly believe it's just about a lack of effort? Well, the research points to something else entirely.
Turns out, it's not laziness at all. Psychologists call it avoidance anxiety. It's basically your brain's self-protection mechanism kicking into high gear. It's trying to shield you from any task that feels emotionally uncomfortable or overwhelming or anything tied to a fear of failure. And you have to remember that it's an emotional response, not some kind of character flaw. And this avoidance, well, it creates this really destructive loop. You face a tough task, you put it off to avoid those bad feelings, and for a moment, you feel relief. So your brain learns, hey, avoiding this stuff keeps me safe. But every single time you do that, you're sending a message to yourself that you can't handle challenges. And over time, that just completely destroys your trust in yourself. Number 3 on our list is clutter. And I mean both physical and mental clutter. Now, I know it might seem like a small thing, maybe just a minor annoyance, but your external environment has a direct and measurable impact on your stress levels and your ability to think clearly.
It's a simple idea, but it's just so profoundly true. When your physical space is chaotic, your brain is forced to constantly process all that chaos. It's like having 100 tabs open on your computer at once. It becomes nearly impossible to focus on any one thing because your mind is just reflecting the mess that's all around you.
And hey, the science on this is crystal clear. Studies have shown that a cluttered environment actually increases cortisol. That's the stress hormone. It overloads your working memory, which completely tanks your ability to make good decisions. You ever wonder why even simple choices can feel so overwhelming in a messy room? Well, that's why. Your brain is already maxed out just trying to process the environment. Okay, moving on to number 4. This one is, well, it's a subtle one. It's the people-pleasing trap. And to be clear, this is not about being a kind person. It's about a compulsive need for approval that ends up costing you your entire sense of self. This behavior is almost always rooted in a really deep fear of rejection. You become a chameleon, right? You change your colors, your opinions, your very personality to fit what you think other people want you to be. But the more you twist yourself into knots to be liked, the less you actually know who you are. You're basically trading your authentic self for temporary approval. It's a terrible deal. And that brings us to our final point, number 5. Honestly, this is probably the most difficult thing to remove from your life, the pain you keep trying to ignore. These are those emotional wounds that we just push down, hoping that if we don't look at them, they'll just disappear. but they never do. See, unprocessed pain doesn't just vanish. It metastasizes. It hides in the background and it secretly influences everything you do. It shows up in why you keep choosing the wrong partners. It's why you overreact to small, insignificant things. It's why you sabotage your own success. And it's why your confidence can feel so fragile. Avoiding the pain only gives it more power over you.
And this might be the most crucial point of this entire explainer. Whatever happened to you, whatever caused that wound, it was not your fault, but waiting for someone else to come along and fix it is a losing game. The responsibility to face that pain and to begin the process of healing, that rests with you. And it is the ultimate act of taking back your own power.
And here's the thing to really hold on to. When you decide to take action on even one of these 5 areas, it's not just about making some small improvement. It's about fundamentally changing the entire trajectory of your future. You're not just patching a hole in the boat, you are steering the ship in a completely new direction. So the final thought I really want to leave you with is this. These silent collapses, they build over months, over years. But the point of no return, that can arrive in a single moment. The time to act is always now. Because too late, it always arrives faster than you think.